Oh, yeah. Bless and love, my lord. Welcome to another Red Lion chat. Today we are having a very interesting conversation with Buuvei from Mongolia, a very nice young fella we met in New York who came to our event and shook our hands, and he was like, "Hello, I'm Buuvei from Mongolia." So then we went for a coffee in the slowest fucking Starbucks ever. And yeah, there he told us the magic tale of NFTs in Mongolia. So welcome, man. How are you? How are you doing?
Yeah, great. Good to be here. Thanks for having me here. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, very nice to meet you, man. It was such an incredible experience for me and Dudley to hear uh, your tale from Mongolia and about NFTs in Mongolia.
Yeah, it was everywhere I go, I try to like represent my country, and so a lot of people get interested by it as well.
Okay, so why don't we take it from the start and describe us a little bit? How did you find NFTs, and how did you end up in that space? And then we will take it we will go over how's the situation in Mongolia and in general about NFTs there.
Yeah, okay, so like 2.5 years ago, I think, one of my friends told me about NFTs, and then so I was just like fascinated by it right away because I used to do like this like underground music and then like beatbox and stuff or when it was like since 2004. So but I never released like any of it to the main public, right? Just did it like underground and just in a close circle. And then when somebody was like telling me about this NFT, I was like, whoa, this is like the underground of underground. So I just like the next day or that day I just dug into it crazy deep. And like back then there was like clubhouse rooms like everywhere. Everybody used to talk on Clubhouse. So I got like involved there and I joined there, and I was like, I think I was there early because it was like February or March 2021, I think. And then I started like hosting rooms and then telling other people about it in English. And then I got like 15,000 followers there, and a lot of people started like getting into NFTs there. And then, yeah, that's just how it started. I got in and then I like onboarded a lot of people like globally. And that's how like the journey all started.
Um, when you started with the NFTs and you said the underground of underground, that's really cool, man, and that kind of represents how things were in the back in the days like 2020 and before the big pump. This is how it was, really the underground of the underground. But how did you learn English? And you have such a great accent and speaking. So how is everybody in Mongolia good in English?
So yeah, like Mongolia is now the second language here. Uh, like since I think 2002 or three. Before it used to be Russia, because we're like an independent country located right in the middle of Russia and China. If you guys look on the map, and when I was young, I used to like I from first grade, for example, we had English classes, and then but you get taught words like cat, dog, library, right? And then I used to watch cartoons with English subtitles, and then later I also got like chance to travel, so that's how like my English got improved. But then the way I'm speaking now, I think it was all formulated on the Clubhouse days because uh, I wasn't really a person who spoke like this, like speak a lot or talk a lot or host a room. And then during the COVID, when everybody was on lockdown, I just spoke every day on Clubhouse. So I think that may have influenced it a lot too.
Oh wow, that's nice, man. But in Mongolia, right now, as you mentioned in the interview, there is a big language barrier for the artists joining the space. What can you tell us about like the beginning of like NFTs in Mongolia and how did gradually it became a thing over there?
Okay, so I guess I had the opportunity because I kind of learned English, knew English, but you can't say it about all the other traditional artists here, right? So uh, like first you needed English to understand everything and read, and then even like go to Clubhouse and talk. It's like it requires some technical knowledge. And when you get to the open sea, you need more knowledge, right? You need to read the things in English and then open a MetaMask. And then back then, when you used to mint your first NFT, OpenSea used to charge gas fees. So that was also a barrier for some artists. So number one was English. The second was the technical stuff, and then three was I paid I think like $85 for my first minted music on OpenSea, and then I think actually that might have became like the first art that was minted from Mongolia. I'm not sure. And so when I told people this, right, first of all they didn't get it, and then second it was too expensive for them because like $1 equals to like 3,450 Mongolian tugriks here. So that 80 something dollars in the beginning was like uh yeah, you just multiply it, right? It's like almost 300 something thousand tugriks, and then that might be for
Mhm.
some people half month salary, right?
How much are Mongolians make per month, more or less?
Yeah. So before it used to be about $350. Now, because of mining, it's more like 500, 600 now.
Hmm.
So when you turn that into Mongolian tugriks, it's like about 2 million Mongolian tugriks, and then it sounds pretty high in the local currency, right? But then at in the USD, it's pretty low. And so yeah, so the artists had like a hard time even like paying for that first gas fee, right? Uh, and I guess that's where like my knowledge came in from all the clubhouse rooms because I like gained
Hmm.
all this like global knowledge for like half a year, and then here the local people didn't even like get into it yet, right? We didn't have like a local marketplace. Nobody was doing local about NFTs, and then I just decided, okay, maybe I just have to help my country, help the culture, and then I just started doing some stuff in Mongolian. For example, if you search like "Talk with Buuvei" on YouTube, you'll see me like podcasting with like different artists in Mongolian, right? So that's one of the things, and then also did a lot of like local rooms, and then just like go meeting with artists. But at first, when I met with the artists, they had like, okay, just imagine this, okay, scenario, right? The artist here is either just like sitting on the street, or we have this
Hmm.
like artists union or a gallery, and they're just working from there, right? Even like usually during the like COVID eras. So I go to them and I'm like, hey, like you can turn this into this like NFTs digital form. And at first, none of them would accept like what I'm saying. They just say I'm like kind of walking on the clouds. They say like, hey, you take my art and you sell it. You can have the profit. Just give me some, like $60 or something like that, right? They're like painting your portrait for like $20. They because during the COVID eras, all the locations and the bars and restaurants were shut down also. So nobody was buying birthday gifts. And then they said that a lot of profit comes from selling as birthday gifts to somebody, like when somebody gifts art. So all of that income was closed for them, right? And I guess it all opened up when the local marketplace. So I had this idea. Okay, so what's it gonna take to for this like market to develop? And then, so first, I think we needed a local marketplace. And then, so to develop it, you need some like IT people. So I was like encouraging some of the best like IT people to come and develop like something, and then eventually one of them did start to do it, and then like I helped them with like some ideas and like what should be done, and and then it was like established, and then it's way early,
Hmm.
right?
Is this mongolnft.com?
Yeah, that one was the first and still the largest marketplace yet, and uh, there you can go and see the marketplace. It was like created even before Binance NFTs came out, so actually Mongolia jumped into the scene very early, right before Coinbase, before like any of the right after, I think during the OpenSea and Rarible era, and some of the others were there too. But I mean, that's how like the local market kind of spread, and now it's like okay, now the local market kind of knows what an NFT kind of is. So what's the next step? How like they can go global now is the next challenge that we're facing.
Mm-hmm. That is very fascinating, man. And since the since you guys started the marketplace and this education around NFTs, a big community have sprouted from it, and it took Mongolia by storm, I would say. What can you tell us about like those early days and the preference of Mongolian people when it comes to NFTs?
Okay, so wow, it's like taking me back in history, kind of. In NFT years, 2 years is like 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. Time
So,
moves fast.
yeah. Okay, so everybody. Okay, so
Hmm.
and then right when the movement was kind of starting, right. So we had a lot of kind of traders and the young people. They a lot of traders here because we usually import everything from other countries. We don't have a lot of manufacturing, so the only way to bring in like a foreign currency is maybe you work remotely for another like country and then they pay you in that, or you trade, right? So uh, we had a lot of those people in that community there, and they suddenly really got into NFTs. And right when as that movement was happening, the marketplace was launched, and then the Facebook changed their name to Meta, and then it's just lit. I have no idea. And there was this like one event that happened like that was starting the this like kind of revolution, and then a lot of people were speaking there about it, like what they thought about it, and the marketplace opening, and then from there it just boomed like crazy. I don't know how to describe it. It just like spread crazy, and then we to give you a perspective, right? The population, so Mongolia is like 3.5 million people around, I guess, and half of them live in one city, Ulaanbaatar. It's the capital where I live. So it's kind of like you know everybody, and then you like talk about it. You have friends, you share something, like everybody knows it. It's like word of mouth. Everybody knows what's happening because half of the population is just in one city. And whenever there's like this big event, everybody shows up, and you kind of know everybody, kind of feel that.
That's really cool, man. And this is one of the things we found really cute with Dudley when you were talking about it. So the population was well versed in crypto, and the news spread fast, right? So everybody got everybody else involved. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, yeah. You saw the pictures from the Wolf Fest, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Why are Mongolians so obsessed with wolves? It's so funny.
What? Like, I don't know. It's for us. It's just kind of every nation or culture has like their animal or spirit animal, and
Do you know the spirit animals from other countries?
yeah, like for example, China does a lot of dragons, I think,
Yeah.
and some countries do lion for sure.
Mm.
And back in the days, like how the Egyptians did like this like god that looked like an animal also.
The
And
Sphinx
then
and shit
the
like that.
Sphinx and the tall one with the. So I don't know each. So it's something like that. So we believed like back in the days, way like back in the days that like when kind of the people worshipped the sky, so
Mm-hmm.
we just thought like the spirit animal, wolf and deer, they like created man, and then wolf was just seen and very like respectable here as well as
Mm-hmm.
horses, and so that's why the festival is called Wolf Fest, and it's like Ape Fest but Wolf Fest, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's the biggest event here, and
And
about like
also, it's the
1,000
biggest
people.
NFT collection. How are they called? The wolves.
Oh yeah, the wolves of Crypto Street.
The wolves of Crypto Street.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you come across this collection, it's very funny and nice. This is a Mongolian collection, and they absolutely love this collection. This is like huge in Mongolia, like Bored Ape Yacht Club of their own. And how much is the average price of each wolf?
Yeah, it's like on the local marketplace, it's like 120,000 tugriks, so maybe it's like $20-$30. And
Mm.
some of them have moved their NFTs to the Web3, so you can see it on OpenSea as well. They're like very not that high, but yeah, it's like the Bored Ape Yacht Club kind of thing here in Mongolia. Everybody has a wolf, and like we have like the merch, and like we have meetups, and yeah, nobody knows about this. It's kind of just a local thing right now, I think.
It's very underground, and I love it, man. And yeah, when you were talking about this, we found this super peculiar because we've never heard of those wolves before, and they are so huge in Mongolia.
Yeah, if you come to Mongolia and you're like, yeah, I have a wolf, they'll probably know about it.
Is it also a flex?
Yeah. It's also a flex. Like,
Hmm.
I have it. Other popular people and artists have it, and like, I don't know. It just feels like this one solid kind of whole community here, right? Whereas we are into different categories and like PFPs and a lot of collections. Like, so here it's like one main one, and like it's kind of we're like united there.
What time of the year does it happen? The Wolf Fest.
Usually near September.
Mm.
So they haven't announced it yet this year yet, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen again.
Mm. How many people do go in that?
So last year was like almost 1,000 people, maybe over 1,000 people. It was just like
Mm.
this full dome, like full of people. And because the Wolves collection, I think, is like 20,000,
Hmm.
and they gave the sign up to the first 1,000, I think. So they came to the event, and then this year they might do it differently. So I'm not sure.
Oh, nice. So they made a nice scheme there to get people in and mint. Yeah.
Yeah. The first 1,000 who signed up, they came to the event.
Oh. I see. I see. I see. That's really cool, man. I don't think we have something equivalent to that, or we haven't seen anything like that. There was one other show we were talking about NFTs in Japan, and another place where you would expect to find NFTs, but you don't usually. But there is no other place in the world that comes to mind that they have their own NFT culture already, and it's like different from the rest of the world. I think Mongolia is quite unique with that.
Yeah. I'm like, when I tell people, they're like surprised. So that's when I know, like, okay, this maybe you have like some kind of different thing going on, because there's like, you tell people and they're like, oh wow, really, 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 like some of them don't believe it. So
Mhm.
I think like we need to do more. Like maybe like a lot of people can see like, okay, I put one tweet from recently, I think. So we had another meetup like 2-3 days ago, and after this you guys can go and like see that 2-minute video. There's like this Mongolian horse fiddle playing, a lot of people, lots of wolves, and like uh it's kind of, this one is a mini party, this one was like kind of 80 people. So I'm not sure how we can get to know this. For example, this pizza day, we all over the world, we kind of got to see the communities a little bit. But anybody kind of comes for free pizza. So,
Mm.
but we had like a lot of just the holders of some certain like NFTs come. So
I was
I'm not
talking with
sure.
Snacks yesterday from Rare Pizzas, and I was like, "How are you doing all those events? I see you had the Rare Pizzas also involved, yeah."
Yeah. Oh,
So it's so cool, man. Pizza in Mongolia with wolves. That's really cool. How did you guys put this together? How how did the idea where it came from?
yeah. So I guess basically I also like talked to Snacks, and then I was just thinking like how to do it. So there always, I found that there always needs to be like some kind of like guy in the middle who
Hmm.
connects all these things and knows the stuff, because somebody from here can't just randomly go on Twitter and start like finding collabs, right? Or like
Hmm.
some opportunities. Because here, I don't know, we're kind of like gated, or maybe who we meet or who we trust. It's like it's very different, right? But I was in that culture for like 2-3 years now, so I kind of know like. So I guess I was like the person who was like trying to connect and like manage everything. So Snacks said, okay, find like this pizza place who serves pizza, find a company that can like sponsor the drinks. And then also at NFT NYC, when I was a speaker there, I went to the Meebits event and then met T from the Meebits DAO. So he was like, yeah, we're down to collab with the event. And then so they also provided some like merch and the stickers and other stuff. So, and then now you just have to put it together. When you have the funding, like then everything becomes pretty easy, because you just have to order the stuff and then like
Hmm.
order the venue, invite the people, set it up, and then put like blast it on socials. And then here it's like a lot of people like, I'm going, and then everybody's like, okay, I'm gonna go too, and then it's like Netflix effect. Yeah, so it wasn't like that hard, but of course it takes some effort. For last week, for 3 to 5 days, I was just like busy with the people who will do everything for the event. Yeah.
That's really cool, man. Are you guys coming to Lisbon? Are the Wolves coming to Lisbon? Will you guys have representation there?
Yeah, I don't think so. It's like, and I'm not really like the management of Wolves or anything, so I'm
Yeah,
not.
but you would know.
Yeah, I would know, because I guess we're like a community, small community here, where they like talk about stuff, and I think that's what's currently missing. Man, you have a like great idea. Like maybe the Wolves do need to attend like these like international events and talk about it, because you guys have seen it nowhere, right? You don't even know it exists or when it was minted. Like it's a pretty early collection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
the timing doesn't matter. What it matters is that the people really love it and connect with it, and everybody has a wolf in Mongolia. So that is what is fascinating. You know that people actually love them and connect with them on a very local level, not on a global level. We haven't seen that before with NFTs.
yeah, exactly. They might tell me to like ask me to do it one time, but I'm not sure with the if they have like funding or not, because the Wolves were like a free airdrop, just like the
Mm.
punks, right? And then I don't know if they like what happens with the. So yeah, it's pretty cool, right? With the like local scene, they're all like united. Here, it's like we're like from different countries, and then putting like we're in different communities, and then joining together in the global world from different countries, right? And then here, it's like all like wolves, and then like locally here one community. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of hard to describe what that is like.
Most people, when they think about Mongolia, think about as you said, horses and I don't know, yurts and nomadic lifestyle. But Mongolia is a modern country, or at least mostly in Ulaanbaatar, right? Can you describe us the Mongolian society and life, the modern life there?
Yeah, yeah. It's so weird, right? So the capital city is like very developed. You can compare it to like any other big city in any like maybe similarly an Asian country, I guess, right? The big cities with big people. So tall buildings, skyscrapers, downtown, cars, like everything. We have like the stock exchange here, IPOs. Yeah, anything you see we just don't have McDonald's here. That may be different, but here we have like KFC and like Tom and
That's
Tom.
crazy. You don't have McDonald's, but you have KFC.
KFC and Burger King, yeah, but McDonald's
Wow,
didn't enter it. So that might be the only difference. But yeah, just imagine the city like just like any city. Like there's like financial district, there's the campuses, and then right when you drive like some kilometers out of the city, it's just all nature, all grass, all mountains. You have the yurts, and then a couple kilometers you drive, and then you get to start to see the animals, horses, right? And then yeah, so it's pretty nice, right? You just wanna if you wanna relax your mind, you just take a drive out the city, and then because our land side is huge, right? If you look at it on the map, and all of that land is just kind of like the vast land. That's what, and I guess we're proud of that too. And then you can go to like any of the other countries and like I mean other places and visit like different stuff in nature, and they're like raw, untouched. Nobody really like built something to like bring our like tourists artificially, right? It's like no
mm,
AI kind of stuff. It's like
it's a very
all
original
there,
place.
yes, and not untouched. So that's why a lot of tourists come.
Hmm.
And actually, now starting next month in July will be the highest tourist season because we have a festival called Naadam, Naadam. It's like the biggest festival in Mongolia. So a lot of in those 2 3 months, I think more tourists come than the whole year combined. So
What is the festival about?
yeah, so it's like our national festival. We there's horse. It's called like the three main sports. We have the
Yeah.
wrestling, and then the horse racing and archery. So the
Mm.
national like champion is crowned, and then everybody
Are these
just
big sports in Mongolia? Are these the sports people are watching?
yeah, wrestling is and horse racing is like huge here. Yeah.
Wow.
So this was like a festival. I guess you could call it sports festival, but it's kind of culture because
Mm.
at the opening ceremony, a lot of like the national music and dancing, everything is portrayed, and then all the sports happen. So it's like continued for like 3 days.
That's
So
nice, man.
back in the days, I think these three skills might have been required by the by the fighters because they go to like maybe war a lot. So you
Mm.
need to like ride a horse, you need to be good at archery, you need to wrestle. So maybe it came from those like ancient days where they were promoting this kind of as a healthy habit, and then it's like now still lives on here.
And that happens in the capital?
Yeah, and the capital and the rest of the countryside everywhere. So everywhere it's globally every like province and like they all celebrate it.
Mm. And what do the people do in their daily lives there? How is life on a daily level?
Like in the countryside or in the city.
Oh, in the city.
Yeah, city is just the same as any other place.
It's a
You wake
modern
up,
lifestyle, yeah?
you go to work, and then exercise or like eat lunch. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same as everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I see. I see. So the ethnic part is on the outside of the city, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mostly here, a
Visible.
lot of the people come to get employment, Here's where the most companies and the jobs are. So a lot of people move from the countryside to work here.
And you mentioned the two Greek. How is it? How much money does a person make, and how much two Greek buys you what? So we get an idea of how is life there.
Okay, so with the $500 to $600 salary, I guess. So let's just say, okay, it's 2 million Togriks. So rent might be 1 million to and higher depending on the region. And so food, right? Food. Actually, there's a lot of inflation here happening during the last 2 years. I think globally, right? So because gas prices and stuff went up. So lunch right now costs around like 18 to 20,000 Togriks in the central areas. So I'm not sure if that's a perspective or not. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
$5, I guess.
Yeah, $5. That's
And
quite expensive for only making that much.
yeah. So that's what's kind of the challenge here as well, because you make less, but it's also expensive here. But in the other areas,
Sounds like Greece.
yeah, not the central area. Other areas, it's kind of cheap. For example, we have like a dish called bolt. It's like dumplings, cost like 50 cents and stuff. You can eat like 3 or 4 of them, you get full. And the countryside as well, it's kind of better because there's a lot of meat and sheep there. Like just eat off that stuff. Yeah, I think that's a problem like everywhere in the world, I think.
Yeah, right now it is. But yeah, man, this all sounds really fascinating, and it puts into perspective like a 20 to 50 dollar purchase of an NFT is a big deal, right?
Yeah. Especially like when you're not familiar, but now I think they know. So just yeah, that's like what 2-3% or something of your like income. So you buy an NFT, and then but you love it, right? But then you're not eating lunch for like 2-3 days.
Do you know what is the highest sale of a wolf?
Oh yeah, highest sale was like I think like 15 million Tugriks. So that is like $3,000 to $4,000 or something.
Wow! So that was a huge sale, eh?
Yeah, that was a flex, right? Like that is the somebody wanted to flex, so they bought like
Who owns that?
Yeah, I have no idea. There's just some guy. Yeah.
So it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like he just, I saw the sale. I was like, whoa! So even here, people want to buy like this rare trait, like item to like flex or just for personal reason, right? Yeah, so we're the same all over the world, I think.
Do Mongolians use Twitter, and what social media you guys using?
Yeah, 99% are using Facebook. So
Facebook. Okay.
they're still on that. The young kids use Instagram. So they're not really like on Twitter that much. I think Clubhouse used to be big, kind of, when during the like COVID era, but now everybody stopped using it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully people are going to move to Twitter Spaces.
Because I think it's like this mental thing, like maybe because of like this nomadic nature, right? They're like more, I don't know, literal or like practical. So you come to like crypto Twitter and you just see like a bunch of posts. Like none of them are gonna make sense to them, right? As a second language, like just imagine like somebody comes in and they're reading some of the tweets that the people make, and they're not gonna take it like as
no,
like
man!
metaphor.
Even for English speakers, this shit don't make sense.
Yeah, like they're not gonna first understand like trolling or like or it's a joke or, and then I think they just kind of get confused or like that's what I was talking about earlier, like this culture of the scene where
Yeah.
like you have to know these like nuances to know how this works.
And how do people find it to talk in the meme and toxic Discord environments, and not only fight with the lingo but also understand the culture, what is funny, what is not? Is that a challenge, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think now that you've identified it, that
Mhm.
might be like the fourth thing where, let's say somebody here does learn English, right?
There's a
But then,
cultural disconnect still.
yeah, but then you don't know the lingo or the memes, like what's
Mm,
happening. So that's like the another part of it. Unless you're like a very young kid who watched it like TikTok from the beginning, right? So
mm.
that
We
might be
have
another thing.
we have Pepe, we have Wojak. China has that weird panda. You guys have your own meme character.
No, no, we don't actually.
Okay, all right.
Not really into that like meme or
Mm,
sarcasm kind of stuff, I think.
mm. That's cool. I don't know if you guys have any questions. If you do, raise your hand and you can jump in the conversation. Ask Buuvei some questions about Mongolia and NFTs, because yeah, we found that really really fascinating, and we did the article so more people can know about it, and of course Mongolians can feel a little more proud and come out more to the world. But there is definitely a little bottleneck there that you identified also with the artists on the article, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
Hey, Goat, how's it going, my dude? We have Goat coming up. Hey, hey, how are you, my man?
Hey, Red GM, I'm good. How are you?
GM, man, all good.
I have a question for Buuvei concerning like the challenges Mongolian artists really go through and like how they kind of like solve it themselves among themselves. Because since it seems Mongolian NFT is like a whole different secret NFT community somewhere else. So like, how do you guys deal with like the challenges in the NFT space on your side?
Yeah, that's like I think we didn't fully deal with it yet, and we're still in the process. But I guess this is sort of what happened. Uh, so first, it was like crazy or difficult to jump from the local artists with no English to directly like OpenSea, right? Because even if they minted their art there, they would have no idea how to like share it or show it to others, and so that was kind of difficult. So our process was like, okay, let's start with the local marketplace, and then so since everybody is on Facebook here, all the artist has to do is make a post and say, hey, here's my art on this marketplace, and then everybody just jumps with the link. They read it in local, and then they sign up in the local, and it's like so easy for them, right? And their local phone number is connected as verification for the marketplace, and so that's how it like kind of started. And then now, like just like you asked, we're kind of trying to see how we can like bring the artists to the global stage. So for us, we had like I guess one or two ideas where we just like talk about the marketplace, and then it'll be like a one-stop place where all the Mongolian art is like located. So if you were to want to look at Mongolian artists' art, it would be hard to search like Mongol art and try to find the different artists from OpenSea, right? But then you go to mongolnft.com and you're like, oh, here's all the art from the different artists, and then you can see it in one place. That is kind of like one idea. The second one was like, how do we get like others to showcase it? So in the end, it's the artist really is not going to do it themselves. I think we found that over the years there has to be like some person like curator, right? We don't have that much like global curators here. There has to be like some person doing it and like putting their art somewhere and showing it, and like so in order to do that, like I for example try to like lead with example and had one of my art showcased at NFT NYC last time, right? So now I have like a story to tell and say like, hey, like I did it, you can do it as well. And I think now they'll be more motivated because a lot of them are very talented, right? Like more talented than me, of course. Like they're crazy, some of them, and so I'm just gonna show them that they can laugh if they want, but in the end, they're gonna think in their mind like, "Oh, okay, I got this." Like this guy may be like talking something real now, and I got like pictures to prove it. So now it's better for me to kind of tell about it because before, like a year ago, I used to say, "Hey, go here, show your art. A lot of people will see it, or maybe someone buy it." But then they wouldn't really move forward with it. Now I have like a real like thing that I can show them to motivate them.
Yeah, but this is bigger motivator. Also, it's like, man, if Buuvei could make it with that, I can also make it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let me also share the tweet up there while you talk here.
Mm. Yeah, man. I'm telling people, okay, this would be good for you. It's not enough in most cases. Showing them that you can do it is making them want it more, I think. Would you agree, Goat?
Yep, yep. I believe. Like it seems someone needs to break those barriers in like from the Mongolian side, and I think Buve is being like a stepping stone for them. So yeah, it's it's like that, right? I feel like it's just maybe like Mongolian artists really be at one place doing their own thing and like not trying to break the barriers, right? But if Buve takes the lead, then others follow, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
that's the way to go, I think. Um, Sorry, what you say?
Yeah, it's kind of like some
Oh, I see.
responsibility that you weren't really responsible for, like
Mm,
it's kind of like maybe I have to do this or maybe not. I don't really have to, but I should, or like maybe somebody else is gonna do it. It's like yeah, one some of the days I had a lot of thought like what I should I be doing, but then I guess if it improves or does better for people's knowledge or education, I guess like I had to do it, but or maybe I just did it like randomly and by luck it's like kind of became reality and then gave them like motivation, right? And then once you do it, it's like you can't stop it. You can't stop doing it. But then it's also like a double-edged sword, like because if you say like, hey, NFTs and they don't get the whole picture and then they buy some NFTs and then the market like is in bear market and then they'll say, hey, you the one who talked about NFTs.
yeah, it is what it is. It can happen. Um, but yeah, man, I want to see you guys coming to Lisbon if you can. I don't know what other conferences you will be hitting up during the year. I know we talked. Maybe we go to Mongolia with Dudley. That would be an excellent trip. Spread the message of Red Lion in Mongolia. But also, you're more than welcome to curate a 7 week drop exhibition with us, with Mongolian artists, with the Gazette, as we are doing right now. For those who don't know, right now we have an exhibition running with our art drops. It's called Samba by Filtered Art. OMZ, one of the biggest collectors in Super Rare, is curating 7 weeks of our drops with artists from Brazil. So yeah, this is running right now with the Gazette, and yeah, in the future we can arrange with you a show, and you jump in as a curator because, as you said earlier, there is need for more curators, right?
Yeah, definitely. That'll be the next thing we do.
Hmm.
And that'll give like a Mongolian artist a chance to present their art like on your platform. And I'll just also say here that the event the Red Lion hosted at NFT like in New York, that is one of the best events I attended, like for real. The people there, like the setting, the pizza. Oh my god, that was like number one pizza still in my tongue, right? Like I could taste it. I had never tasted that kind of like pizza before.
Yeah,
Also,
it was
and I
really
met you
good.
there.
It was Food Mascou's favorite pizza joint, and he's from New York. He's from that neighborhood.
Oh, I see, I see. So it wasn't by chance. That was the best one. That is crazy.
Yes, yes, of
I
course.
ate like I don't know, like 8 or 10 of them. Like I was full, but I just kept eating.
Nice, nice, man. We had some pizza left over, unfortunately, at the end. So it's good you ate a lot. But thank you, man. Thank you. The event was wonderful. It was excellent to meet great people. I see on the audience D, Tony, Chromie. We're all at the event. Rosie back. Um, so yeah, you amazing to meet all of you guys. It was great. But now in Lisbon, we are doing something different. We are betting that in Lisbon, people are going to be going to the conference because it's just in like such a cool location, and it will be like a perfect meeting spot and meeting people, and from there on, going to the next stuff. So we have a space inside. We will showing our stuff, and then we are also throwing a picnic on the 8th of June, right outside, right outside the conference. There is a little fountain, and we will set up shop there. Free beer, free hash. I will pass on free joints for those who want to smoke with me, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. We will have artists, and it will be a chilled vibes event. It will be completely different than the New York one, but we want it to be fun and have like maximum flow of people. So yeah, I think that's gonna be exciting. This is what we are currently sinking our hours towards. But yeah, we'll invite you again, man, sometime during this year to chat again, Mongolian NFTs, and check with you, see where we will meet again, talk about Mongolia, right?
No, this button. Yeah, yeah, of course. The like I think I don't know. Maybe I like talking about it, but there's a lot of like even maybe small, but there's particular people who are very interested in this, and maybe who knows, like one day it's gonna get big, and so I think I hope you guys kind of learned something besides. So this was very different from what you hear on the spaces every day, right? So
Yeah, yeah. This is the type of stuff that only we bring out. I mean, like we care to bring out. This is not something that you would hear people talk about, and it's really fascinating, man, and it's amazing. Also for the artists, maybe the next time you come is good. You bring like a couple of guys with you, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Might have to translate for them, but yeah, we'll see.
Maybe find some that speak English for start, and then we go to the ones that don't. That's going to be for a very hardcore audience, man. Like we tried non-English speakers before, and oof, it's a hard interview, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I can. Yeah.
yeah, thank you for coming, man. It was a great chat, and looking forward to chat with you in the future again.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Uh, I know this like takes a lot of effort and time, and also the people who joined here to listen. I see like all of you, and uh, it's great that you guys are here, like trying to learn or know something more, and like listening to this. And I think when we like only like a small number of people change the world, really, right? Like here, I was like from learning something and then exposing here, I was like I don't know, I was able to make a lot of like influence on people. So and then for example Redline is like takes this and then says like, hey, come talk about this here on our show. And then now you guys listened. So there's like 10 people behind every person. So now you guys know, and you guys will also spread the message. And then I think it just takes one or two people to make a difference, really. Like even for like the event I showed you, just one guy was like, hey, do the event. And one guy supported. And I was the one guy that put it together. And there's an event for a lot of people. So these small things make a very big difference.
I love it, man. I love it and I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. That's so true. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening. We are going to come back with another interview and chat. I don't know. We don't have anything planned next week. I'm going to try to put the spaces with Kabudi and Darvid, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah. People seem to have liked that show. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Have a wonderful day. Take good care. Bye bye.
See you guys. Shout out to Gary and Tony.